Okay, so we got Woman's World May 17th, 2021. And it's just jam-packed with wonderful articles. And we're going to start with the very first thing, which is filling your week with smiles. We're going to try and find the very first day that they offer us here. Here it is. Sunday, May 16th. It's Love a Tree Day. Enjoy nature. This holiday celebrates the gifts that trees give us, and research from Canada suggests that happiness is one of those gifts. In their 2-week study, 395 adults who took photos of items in nature that caught their attention and jotted down any emotions that objects evoked reported feeling happier and more connected to others rather than those who did the same exercise after taking pictures of man-made objects. And researchers say you don't have to go on a long nature walk to get the perks. Sitting under a tree for a few minutes or even observing a tree as you pause at a stop sign is all it takes. Okay, so there's nothing on the 17th, nothing on the 18th. But on the 19th, it's May Ray Day. That's right, Mayrayday. We ask that you seek out the sun. What better way to celebrate a day all about enjoying the May sunshine than heading outside to soak up those rays? It's no secret spending time in the sun can lift your mood, but research in the PLOS1 found that it also can reduce your risk of diabetes. And in their study of 903 adults, those with healthy blood levels of vitamin D, which are the body's produces after the sun exposures, were 3 times less likely to develop diabetes rather than those who were deficient in the D. The researchers say that the vitamin D may improve the body's sensitivity to insulin. Other researchers suggest that you can get the benefits by enjoying 15 minutes of sunshine a day. For optimal or absorption of the quote sunshine vitamin end quote, head outside at the midday with your arms and legs exposed. But since the sunscreen blocks the rays we need to produce D, wait to slather on the sunscreen after you get those May rays. And on the 20th, it's Mayflower Day. That's a Thursday. Pretty up the day. This vibrant spring bouquet is certain to put a smile on your face every time you walk by it. To create the standing bouquet, cut a handful each 3 kinds spring flowers like daffodils, hyacinthus, and Bellis daisies. Arrange the flowers in your hand, twirling as you add the blooms at the slight angle. The stems will form a spiral that will help the bouquet stand upright. Secure with a rubber band, tying a leaf over it, and hide the band by trimming the stems to create a level base and stand the bouquet in a water-filled vase. How awesome is that? Okay, on Friday, May 21st, it's National Strawberries and Cream Day. The best part of strawberry season, enjoying berry-kissed desserts like this easy spin on the classic strawberries and cream. To make strawberries and cream shortcakes, brush 8 biscuits like the Pillsbury Grands, Southern Home style, with a beaten egg. Sprinkle with each a half a teaspoon of sugar. Bake at 350 degrees on a baking sheet for 15 minutes. Let cool. Mix 3 cups of sliced strawberries with a half a cup of strawberry jam. Let it stand for 30 minutes and then split your biscuits. Fill each with a strawberry mixture. 6 tablespoons of whipped topping. An additional strawberry mixture makes 8. And then again on Saturday, May 22nd, it's World Paloma Day, which is a day Donna does not celebrate. It says, say cheers. Raise a glass to the weekend with a classic Paloma cocktail, courtesy of the Woman's World mixologist. This bubbly sip is popular in Mexico and will have you feeling relaxing on a tropical beach after the first sip. And no, I'm not sharing the recipe. Okay. Here's the joke of the week. Be careful what you wish for. One day, a young boy finds a magical lamp. He rubs the lamp and the genie appears and says, "What is your first wish?" The boy says, "I wish I were rich." The genie replies, "It is done." "What is your second wish?" "Rich, R-I-C-H. So he thinks that he was talking about being a man named Rich, not wanting to be rich with money. Start your week with a laugh. We've got a mother here looking at a concerned child who's looking outside the window. Airplane mode doesn't work. I threw your phone out the window and it doesn't fly. We have a woman here on an island with a son and literally, she's standing on this island with her, it looks like a empty bottle with birds flying overhead. It says, "You are to report for jury duty." Then we have a joke. What do you get from a pampered cow? Pampered cow. What could I possibly get? I know. Spoiled milk. Okay, moving forward. Oh, goodness. Power of love. Our UPS driver touched our hearts, so we paid it forward. I was at a loss for words, says the UPS driver Anthony Gaskin at the right, who shed tears of joy his surprise at a thank you parade. Patty Friedman at the left devised a way to thank Anthony at the right. Here, they're showing the pictures. I'm reading the captions. After he became a bright spot in her lonely days during the pandemic. Neighbors filled the streets to share their thanks, and they show these beautiful kids with their dog and their mom and dads, and they have homemade signs that say "Thank you, Anthony," and it shows Halsey loves you and Anthony, thank you. Hundreds showed up with their signs to show their love, and it even shows an award that they made with a little gift basket. It says Anthony received an award from his boss for his hard work. Let's see, read these 3 ways to thank your everyday heroes before we read this beautiful story. Salute sanitation workers. Visit wasterecyclingworkersweek.org and click the celebration resources to find simple ideas to celebrate your sanitation workers. Download a free printable thank you card to decorate and tape the artwork or note to the candy bar or treat as a special surprise for your local trash collector. Even more, show them extra love on National Waste and Recycling Workers Week, which is coming up on June 17th. Celebrate your 911 operators. The hashtag Thank You 911 campaign makes it easy for you to send words of encouragement and gratitude to police officers, first responders, and dispatchers. Simply visit the site at thankyou911.org. Click Say Thanks Now. Leave a message with a photo or a video. Plus, if you personally know a 911 hero, you can click Submit a Story and give them a shout out to be featured on the, quote, Unsung Heroes, end quote, blog. Give your postal workers a treat. A great way to show gratitude to your local postal worker is with a delicious treat. Join Chef Tracy Wilk in her hashtag Bake It Forward initiative to deliver sweet treats to essential workers like your mail provider. Simply visit cheftracywilk.com and click hashtag Bake It Forward, or pick up a copy of her cookbook, hashtag Bake It Forward, for her recipe ideas like Sprinkle Some Joy cookies and sweet stories from essential workers. Now it's time for the story. Moving into a neighborhood in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, Patty Friedman was feeling lonelier than ever until her UPS man, Anthony Gaskin, came on the scene. With a bright smile and a kind word, he transformed her dark days into opportunities for joy. And so Patty decided to host a surprise thank you parade to give him some of that joy right back to him, and touched millions of hearts in the process. Patty Friedman closed her front door, gazing out fondly as her neighborhood UPS driver, Anthony Gaskin, made his way down her lawn. As his big brown truck rumbled to life, Patty felt a surge of joy in her heart, something that, for that Richmond, Virginia transplant, had been in short supply lately. Having moved into her new home during the pandemic, Patty had been feeling isolated since the lockdown begun. Although a few neighbors had come by, most were sheltering in place, so Anthony had become one of the only bright spots in her day. And with packages arriving almost every day, Patty and Anthony had become fast friends. His kind manner and devotion to his work was a balm to her soul. It's like Santa Claus is coming whenever he drives up, Patty reflected as she left her house for a walk that afternoon. He's made this experience so much easier on me. I just wish I could find a way to thank him. Gazing around her neighbors' houses, she thought about how many lives Anthony had touched on her street. Alone, and suddenly a flash of inspiration struck. A celebration of kindness. Patty was buzzing as a plan to celebrate Anthony took shape in her mind. Opening Facebook, she posted about Anthony and tried to gauge if any of her neighbors would be interested in honoring him. As comments began to flow in, Patty knew she was onto something, and soon she'd come up with a date place to honor Anthony with a parade of cars lining his route. Make it loud, Patty encouraged revelers. I'll put a basket on my porch if you want to give him a card, a tip, or just bring banners and noisemakers too. And as more people, including Anthony's supervisors, got involved in the surprise, Patty knew it would be a celebration to remember. Delivering love across the world. The day of Anthony's thank you parade dawned crystal clear as his supervisors devised the perfect ruse to get him to the street, a customer complaint. But as Anthony came down the road, instead of finding an angry customer, he found cars honking, people cheering. We wanted to show you just how much you mean to us, Patty explained, running up to his truck, and with the joyous shouts and tears of each person filling his heart, Anthony felt overwhelmed. I'm at a loss for words, he said. I wasn't doing anything special. I was just living by what my parents taught me, to treat everyone the way I wanted to be treated. But it was clear Anthony's actions meant so much more as his simple story became one of the most shared viral videos in history. And Patty and Anthony have decided to use their newfound fame to do more good by donating proceeds from their interviews to the local Chesterfield Food Bank. Anthony was a silver lining in a dark moment of my life, Patty shares, but I was the lucky one that something so simple to pull together would allow me to begin to feel at home and part of this community. The desire to gather people together to thank Anthony was all about showing gratitude for his daily kindness. And if this story brings you joy, Anthony and I ask you to please consider a local donation to your local food bank. It takes all of us to make the difference, and when we can, we join together. And that's by Alexandra Pollock, the author. And that's a wonderful story, and I hope it does move some of you out there to do a kind deed, to actually realize that, we need to help each other in order to lift this country up and make it a better country, make it a better place to live. Okay, we've got 3 more pages for tonight, and then we'll stop. Natural ways to feel great. Here's a quick and easy help for a COVID oops. You do your best to stay safe, but mishaps like getting too close to your favorite neighbor while laughing and enjoying your talk are bound to happen. Luckily, there are easy study-backed tips, so you can take these for extra protection against the COVID. Reach for a swab. Killing germs in your nose before they take hold is a swab away, suggests a new study in JAMA Network. Scientists say that an OTC nasal solution with povidone iodine used to kill the germs on patients' skin before they do surgery killed COVID-19 cells in a lab in 15 seconds. Lead researcher Samantha Frank, MD, advises swabbing an OTC solution of 0.5% to 1.25% in povidone iodine inside the nose a few times daily. To make your own, use 2 teaspoons of sterile water to dilute 1/8 teaspoon of 10% povidone iodine, likely found in your first aid kit. Swish for a few minutes. Swishing with an antiseptic mouthwash for 60 seconds kills COVID lurking in your mouth and throat. A report in the American Journal of Medicine suggests opt for Listerine antiseptic or a generic that contains the same concentration of eucalyptol, menthol salicylate, and thymol. Rinse with these ingredients inactive more than 99.9% of viruses, including COVID-19. Take a few deep breaths. Nasal breathing drives the nitric acid, NO, and an intraviral gas produced in the sinuses deep into the lungs, reveals no researcher Louis Ingargo, PhD. Plus, tiny hairs in your nasal passages filter out the virus cells so you can breathe in before they can reach the lower respiratory tract. Ignaro advises inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth to protect against COVID. For an extra boost, hum before inhaling. Swedish scientists found that humming for 5 seconds upped the NO production in your nasal tissues by 1,500%. Linger in the shower. Long showers prevent COVID from sticking to the lungs by supporting mucous membranes, the barrier against invaders. To boost their benefit, to put a few drops of eucalyptus essential oil on a washcloth and then sit it on the shower floor while you're bathing. The Chinese scientists say that the oil's cyniol is the anti-inflammatory and helps you protect your lungs against infection. by Melissa Gothard. There's a recipe here for a tangy herbed potato salad. Cold potatoes lower the risk of viral respiratory infection. 1 pound of peeled potatoes, 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of chopped dill, 2 chopped scallions, and 1/2 cup chopped red pepper. Now there's only 2 steps to it. The first is cut potatoes into 1-inch pieces. In a pot, combine your potatoes with enough salted water to cover and bring to a boil. Cook until tender, which is 20 minutes, and then drain, let it cool. The second and final step: in a large bowl, mix remaining ingredients, add potatoes still until coated, season to taste, if desired garnish with tarragon, and it serves 4 people. This week's radical tip to a simple way to sidestep stress snacking. Many of us have been stress eating our way through this challenge of the past year, understandably. To squash the snack attacks, consider adding lecithin to your daily diet. Now, in one German study, adults who supplemented with this fatty acid produced 80% less of the stress hormone cortisol during trying times. And that's good news, because cortisol has been shown to drive up cravings for sugary and salty foods. To get the benefits, add 2 tablespoons of lecithin granules to smoothies, salad dressings, and tea daily. Courtesy of Ann Louise Gittleman, PhD, and to receive 3 free wellness guides, pre-order her new book, Radical Longevity, at radicallongevitybook.com. Next page. Lazy keys to get thicker hair. These simple tweaks to your daily routine sidesteps your hair loss caused by pandemic worry with no pricey over-the-counter treatments needed. Rinse with tea. New German researchers suggest that giving a hair rinse with tea not only stops hair loss, but also sparks new growth for many folks. Credit goes to the caffeine, which researchers say stops the follic shrinking hormones from reaching the scalp. Tip: white tea won't affect the color of the strands. Maximize the effects with a scalp massage, which boosts blood flow to the capillaries that feed the follicles that nutrients need. The Japanese researchers suggest that a few minutes of daily scalp massage significantly increases the thickness of your hair. Let air dry. Let your hair air dry. I love doing that. I don't like using the blow dryer. If you're among the 65% who've been enjoying a relaxed attitude to let your hairstyling during the pandemic, you've set yourself up for thicker hair. Turns out 3 months of using fewer products and nixing tight hairstyles and blowouts avoids the fibroblasts in the hair follicles to reboot and boost your growth, according to Johns Hopkins analysts. Tip: let your hair air dry for even better results. Breaking: new British research published in PLOS One suggests keeping the scalp cooler by skipping the blow dryer, especially during the warmer months. Regulates your blood flow to the scalp, which allows your follicles to focus their energy on increasing growth. Mist your pillowcase. Spritzing your pillow with a sandalwood scent increases the hair growth by 30% in a week, say British researchers, all while you sleep. Hair follicles contain receptors similar to those in the nose, explains the study lead Ralph Paus, MD, and when they're activated by sandalwood, they read it as a cue to extend the hair's active growth phase. To do, add 20 drops of sandalwood essential oil to a mister filled with 4 ounces of water. The article is by K.E. Kluznik. Now, outsmart spring migraines. The 4-song prescription. Just 13 minutes of gentle exercise daily releases pain-killing hormones, preventing migraines as effectively as a prescription. Swedish scientists say the tip: cue up 4 songs to listen to while you stroll. By the time your tunes are done, you'll have met your goal. And it says, we're loving these sunny, breezy May days, but the migraines seem to flare up every time the barometric pressure changes. Not so much. Thankfully, these experts say that natural remedies can stop a painful migraine right in its tracks. Ditch those pricey medications. No need to reach for the prescription migraine medication that costs upward of $50. Instead, take 1 aspirin and 1 ibuprofen and wash them down with coffee. Researchers in the BMC Neurology suggest this trick, which costs less than 25 cents. Cuts your migraine pain by 90% in 2 hours and better results than prescriptions. Samarpiptan provides Sam Jafari, MD, says aspirin, it reduces the inflammation, while the ibuprofen calms the irritated nerves, and the caffeine, these medications work up to 80% faster. Breathe in lavender. The scent's aromatic compounds relax the spasming blood vessels in the brain, says the neurologist Ali Gorgi, the MD. No wonder a study in European neurology found that inhaling lavender essential oil for 15 minutes reduced the migraine pain by 55%. Just put 4 drops on a tissue and then set it aside while you rest. Cool your neck. When you feel a warm weather migraine brewing, lay an ice pack across the front of your throat. University of Hawaii researchers say this makes your migraine pain plunge for 77% of women, studied in as little for 5 minutes. Now, cooling the blood that flows through your neck into your brain acts as a potent side effect-free painkiller. Never have another. Now, want this migraine to be your last? Well, try butter burr. Taking 100 milligrams to 150 milligrams of this herbal extract daily cuts flare-ups by 61% in 8 weeks. German scientists say that it shuts down the enzyme COX-2 that kickstarts migraine attacks. Try the Life Extension Migra Ease at lifeextension.com/ww. Note, check with a doctor before you supplement. Brenda Kearns. And we're going to do one more page for tonight, and then I'll wish you a wonderful evening. More natural health news. Found simple cures for your, quote, worry pain, end quote. Tip, picking and sniffing a few blades of grass eases your stress in 2 minutes, say Australian scientists, by calming the brain's anxiety center. An easy AM fix. Enjoying 2 eggs with a pinch of salt reduces edginess and worry by 75%. For 4 hours, say University of Florida scientists. Eggs are rich in chlorine, a nutrient that boosts the production of calming alpha brain waves, while salt dampens your kidneys, release of an anxiety-triggering hormone, antagonism number 2. Okay, it says, notice new aches cropping up lately? There may be a surprising reason. Carnegie Mellon scientists say up to 66% of today's health issues are caused by worsened stress. And when we worry, it causes stress, and the cure is easy. Joint hurts? Well, sip spiced tea. When you're feeling anxious, your immune cells releases hormones called prostaglandins that make your joint tissue swell, increasing pain by up to 60%. Swedish studies show that turmeric tea to the rescue. Cornell scientists say its coumarin calms the stress cells, slashing their prostaglandin release and damping the joint's pain more than effectively than aspirin if you sip 2 cups daily. Is your tummy in knots? Well, bask in the sun. Stress rattles the nerves that controls the digestion, tripling your risk of GI upset. The fix, spend 5 minutes each meal relaxing outdoors. Cornell research suggests a dose of fresh air and sunshine after eating heightens your function of the parasympathetic nervous system that controls your digestion, preventing tummy troubles within 24 hours. Is your back achy? Well, swing your arms. The stress hormone cortisol tightens your muscles, upping the odds of a backache by 60%. But the Boston University scientists say stretching, like pivoting your upper body from side to side while swinging your arms, eases the pain in 60 seconds. Plus, it curbs the risk of stress-triggered aches by 75% if you do it once each hour. Neurologist Andrew Moore, MD, says that regular stretches eases your stress, cuts your cortisol release, and relaxes your muscle. Weight gain? Well, crunch on nuts. More than half of us see the weight creep up when we're worried. Cortisol tinkers with the metabolism, making it more likely that the food is stored as fat, says Mark Hyman, MD, author of Food Fix. Luckily, Yale scientists say that 1/3 cup of nuts daily lessens the risk of stress-induced weight gain by 50%, plus helps you shed 3 pounds every month. Nuts are a healthy fat, and minerals calm adrenaline glands, curbing cortisol output. The author of this article, Brenda Kearns. And that's where we're stopping for tonight. We've got plenty more articles to pick up. This is going to be at least probably a 3-part video because it's jam-packed with so much information for this May 17th, 2021 Woman's World magazine. So you won't want to miss part 2 tomorrow night. Although I'm off on Wednesday, I don't know if we're going to get much of the books done. I don't know what the outcome, if we can even get Sammy into the vet tomorrow or not, which I'm praying we can. Even though I'm working, Mom and Grandpa will be probably taking him to the vet. It's better to have answers than seeing him suffer or have an illness that may be long and suffering. And he's 11, which is not all that old. To me, it's like middle of the road, but everybody keeps reminding me of his age and that, he's missing Grandma somewhat. And I'm like, well, every time you turned around, he was always on her lap. He was always near her when she was taking a nap or laying down, and it's not, but I thought that we had been moving in a good direction where he was coming in here and wanting my attention while I, was busy doing other things. And I would try to be, always there, wanting to brush him and stuff like that. But lately he hasn't wanted to do that. I would say for the past 2 or 3 days, and it's been concerning. So hopefully, we'll find some answers to why this is all acting up the way it is. It's very concerning, very, I just hope everything's okay and it's something that we can fix. And we won't have anything else to worry about with him. It's just that it's something that, maybe a virus or a bacteria, unfortunately, that, can be fixed with medication. That's what I'm praying for. And please put him in your thoughts and prayers as well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the kindness that you have shown me with your emails and all the questions you have that you want me to answer. At some point, I'm sure I will do another Dear Bombshell with questions, but it's just not right now. I want to wish you all the very best and nothing less. Faith, hope, love, and joy in your heart. Prosperity in the bank as well as in your heart. And I wish you much success in everything that you do. And much happiness and joy and nothing but the best. Make sure you're keeping your 3 feet of social distance. When you can't wash your hands, you're using your hand sanitizer, you're still wearing your mask. And that you do a good deed for someone else out there. And you don't take a form of payment. You just take 2 words of thank you. And then you turn around and do a good deed for someone else. And if they ask for a form of how they can pay you, you just say, do something nice for someone else as the form of payment. Thank you. God bless. And we'll talk again soon.